What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we are continuing our miniature series where we showcase all of the cars on F1 2017, kicking off episode 2 with the 1991 McLaren MP4-6. Now, this car raced in, of course, the 91 season, and it won 8 out of the 18 races that it raced in that season, 10 pole positions and 5 fastest laps. So it was a pretty decent car, not as competitive and not quite as dominant as the 1988 McLaren, but this one, however, has got a V12 engine in the back of it, whereas the 1988 McLaren MP4-4 only had a V6 turbo. So slightly more power from the back of this McLaren Honda MP4-6. It, of course, won the Drivers' World Championship for Ayrton Senna, and also won the Constructors' Championship that season as well as winning the first 4 races. Ayrton Senna won the first 4 races of that season, so it was very dominant at the beginning, but unfortunately the other cars sort of caught up as the season went on, so it wasn't quite as dominant as the previous car. And the other driver for this 91 McLaren was, of course, Gerhard Berger, who unfortunately only won 1 race in that season. So it was pretty much Ayrton Senna's car in that 91 season. But here we are in the 91 car, and I actually had a lot of fun in this car. Not quite as much fun as the 98 McLaren. It was quite hard to shift down in this car. I don't know whether it's a case of the game or whether it was actually the car. You can't shift down, you can't really engine brake going into corners, unfortunately. So I struggled to get used to that going through the first couple of corners. But yeah, it was still a fun car to drive. Got some good pace in it, especially down the straights, and you can definitely unleash it through the corners as well, just running a little bit wide there through the exit of Stowe. We're going to be doing the usual sort of type of video today, starting off with you know, just a sort of onboard view for the first lap, then watching a standing start lap to sort of compete against the 1988 McLaren. So here we are from the standing start, and it is away we go for this 91 McLaren MP4-6, down in towards turn 1, then lifting off in towards this corner, taking a lot of curb there on the right hand side, in towards the left of turn 2 and into turn 3, now heading towards the loop here at this British circuit. So what sort of time can this MP4-6 set? Well, it's supposedly supposed to be faster than the MP4-4, so fingers crossed we have got that right. I'm not too sure how close it is going to be. Of course, the MP4-4 is turbocharged, so it's very quick out of corners, but sort of lacks it down the straights. It's not quite as powerful as the V12 engine that this MP4-6 has in the back of it. But down in towards the final corner, what used to be the old final corner, and onto the start-finish straight of the old circuit, of course, which it would have raced round in the 91 season, unless it was that Brands Hatch. I'm not actually too sure. I probably should have researched that before coming into today's video, but through the old turn 1 corner, just lifting off, dropping it down into 5th gear, and now in towards Magnussen Beckerson, just like the MP4-4, just lifting off through this corner. No need to brake at all through these corners, just sort of lifting off, heading into 4th gear, in towards Beckett's and Chapel, losing the back end a little bit once again down in towards Chapel, unfortunately. Probably could have gained a bit more time on the lap there, but down in towards Stowe, still nice and tidy at the moment from the MP4-6. So here we go into the final couple of corners. What sort of lap time will this car set? The 1988 McLaren set a 1:46.940. So that is the target time to beat for the MP4-6 across the line here today. Now, what is the target time? What is the time going to be for this MP4-6? We go through turn 1 and turn 2 once again, just sort of showcasing the car and just listening to the sounds, the roar from this V12 engine. Not quite as loud though as the Ferrari, so not too sure what that is all about, but just doing a few little celebratory donuts, although that is all I had in me, as I unfortunately got a bit too close to the gravel there on the right hand side. But that was the lap set by the 1988 McLaren, a 1:46.940. Did the 91 McLaren beat it though? I can tell you that the McLaren MP4-6 did it in 1:46.640. So close in terms of lap times between those two cars. Three tenths of a second separated the two cars at the end of the day. So very, very close between both McLaren so far in this classic car showcase. Of course, we still have 10 cars left to go, and we're going to go through the years, so they're going to get quicker and quicker as we go along, especially as we get towards the 2004 Ferrari. That car is phenomenally quick in this F1 2017 game. But once again, like we did in the previous episode, of course, we are going to be racing 20 MP4/6s around the circuit. And instead of doing Monaco at night this time around, we are doing the Austrian Grand Prix. So we go to 5, red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go as 20 1991 McLarens go head-to-head on the Red Bull Ring. Down in towards turn 1, just taking it nice and cautiously. Don't want to get our nose involved too much down in towards turn 1. Don't want to break our front wing or anything like that too early on into this race. We go down in towards turn 2 now, and now we're going to start to pick up some speed in this race. Going down in towards turn 2, having a little look up the inside of all these drivers, and a few drivers actually came together down in towards turn 2, unfortunately. That brought the yellow flag out, and when we went for the overtake on that guy, we unfortunately had to give the position back because, yeah, it was under yellow flag. So we gave the position back to him. Unfortunately, got overtaken by this guy as well, going down in towards turn 3, side by side with another McLaren. It's all McLarens. It's just McLarens everywhere at the moment. But we get the job done on him. Move up into P14 once again, and now hunting down Moreno for P13 as we go through this fast double left-hander here at the Spielberg Ring. Really enjoy this circuit. I think it's one of the best circuits on the F1 calendar to drive, just because it's so quick, and the gradient of the track, the changing, just makes it feel so much better. So we are on the back of another McLaren at the moment in this race. Of course, like I said, it's just McLarens everywhere at the moment, just trying to get through as many as we possibly can in this race. This time, I will be hoping to try and aim for the top 10. Of course, this is not a street circuit, so it's going to be easier to make a few overtakes around here. But down in towards turn 1, nice and tidy at the moment. Still just gaining ever so slightly on the cars ahead of me. Losing the back end a little bit out of turn 1, especially because of the power that this car produces. But on the right-hand side, on Moreno, moving up into P13. And there we go, job done. Maybe having a look up the inside of P12 as well, just easing the car up the inside, and a better exit than the guy who was in P12, and we move up into that position. Now hunting down Gilles for P11. So can we get into the top 10 in this Austrian Grand Prix? Here we go. We're going to do our best. We're going to take a good old shot at it down in towards this remaining lap and a half at this circuit. Into the double left-hander once again, just keeping the car, keeping the speed through these corners, and just trying to do the best that we possibly can at the moment, just to close in on the guys ahead of me. They're very close to each other, so we may be able to get both of them at the same time as we lose the back end just a little bit out of the second fast left-handed in towards the final two corners now of turn 8 and turn 9. We'll be able to gain quite a bit on the two cars ahead of us through these corners, but they're very close to each other, so they may have a bit of a battle between themselves down in towards turn 1. As we're just looking at the rear of the McLarens, we set the fastest lap of the race so far. Gilles and Barnes go side by side down in towards turn 1. We're going to back off a little bit, but get a great exit out of that corner. Look at the exit that we have on both those guys, and going 3 wide, getting both of them at the same time. And there we go, moving up into the points, into the top 10 for this race. And what a fantastic race this has been amongst the McLaren MP4-6s. Now we're trying to see whether we can gain on this P10. We've got 1 lap left to go in this race, and can we get into the top 9? Getting closer and closer to that McLaren ahead of us, going down in towards turn 3. I think our best opportunity is probably to get him out of turn maybe 6 or down in towards turn 8, but we just have to wait and see at the moment what we can produce. Here we go, on the back of this guy now, in towards the second fast left-hander of turn 6, and then in towards turn 7 before heading into the final 2 corners of turn 8 and turn 9. So here we go, on the back of him, down in towards turn 8. Can we get the job done in towards these final 2 corners? Not quite yet, but getting so close to the back of the MP4-6, but then up the inside, down into the final corner, and there we go, job done on him, and down towards the line. That's going to be it for today's race. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash like on the video, comment down below what you thought of it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula 1 content. But until the next time, it's goodbye from me.